sleep at night. No, I can't sleep at night. No, I can't sleep at night.
Coming our way from LaSalle University, number 28.
Hello and welcome back to Moody Park for another edition of ECCBL regular season weekday baseball. We got a doubleheader set for you between the Trenton Generals and the Trenton Capitals, a battle of Trenton here in Ewing Township, New Jersey. Now the Generals are sitting at second in the South with their 9-7-2 record, while the Trenton Capitals are sitting at 5-10-2 and are dead last in the Southern Division. This is the last games being played in the Southern Division before our ECCBL All-Star break, spanning from tomorrow all the way until next Tuesday. The All-Star game is, of course, on Saturday in Quakertown. You could tune in to the ECCBL All-Star game this Saturday at 5 p.m. or like 5:30, 5:45 with all of our pregame activities. It's about the time that they're going to start off. Got our home run derby, got the All-Star game. It's going to be a whole lot of fun in Quakertown. Come out and support the team, support the players who worked hard to make those All-Star teams, or watch right along here on Jersey Baseball Nation the whole way through. Right now out there for the Trenton Generals is James Hare. Now Hare is a LaSalle commit. He's played in 5 games so far this summer, has thrown 7 innings. He's got an 0-2 record. He's allowed 7 hits and 8 earned runs. He's faced 15 total scored runs, but thanks to a few errors on the Generals' part, which is unfortunately a tale that has been told many times for them so far this summer, only half of those runs have been earned to Hare. He's walked 13 batters and struck out 8. It's all to the tune of a 10.29 earned run average.
From St. Peter's, number 26, Jackson Wargo.
So starting things off for the Capitals here, Jackson Wargo. Takes the first one for a called strike 1. Wargo hasn't seen much action yet this summer as that fastball is outside for a 1-1 count. This just his 3rd game with the team. He's 1 for 3, and that one hit being a double. He's going to foul that one off for a 1-2 count. One-two is going to be a fastball outside, bringing up an even all-2 count. So mentioned Hare, the LaSalle command. He's going to be facing off the pitcher battle to start things off today. Be Hare against Stenard, who wrapped up his sophomore season at Fairleigh Dickinson Florham. The even 2-2 is going to be a fastball inside. He's going to strike Wargo on the back, and he'll be the first base runner of the day for the Trenton Capitals. And Jackson Scrow is the next man backing him up right here.
Number 12, from Haverford, shortstop, Jackson Scrow.
Scrow with 17 games played on the summer. He's played in all 17 games, and looks like he got a base hit right here as that one is out into shallow right field, and it gets down. 2 quick base runners for the Trenton Capitals. Jackson Scrow with the hit, and Jackson Wargo with the hit by pitch.
From Cornell.
He started things off with that. Now Jaden Shin, an ECCBL All-Star, as well as soon-to-be home run derby participant this Saturday. He's got 2 doubles and 1 homer on the summer. As that ball is going to be way outside for a ball 1. 1-0 pitch to Shin. Hare's 8th of the day. Shin going to ground this one. Guire going to scoop it up and just barely run over and make the tag on first for the first out of the day. Wargo will advance over to third. Scrow on second. So the hit advancing the runners thanks to Jaden Shin, and Guire fumbling with it for a while there, but was finally able to corral it and get out number 1 on the board. Now Michael Fattori taking the plate. Was a .342 hitter in his redshirt freshman season at Belmont Abbey. He takes that first one for a called strike 1. And now just a .143 hitter, so dropping by nearly 200 points from this past spring to the current summer here in the ECCBL. Fattori out of Bridgewater, New Jersey, has no 1 pitch coming up here. Fastball is going to be inside, or it's going to hit him. It's barely grazing him, but hits him enough to load up the bases here. In the top of the first, still only 1 out to show for it. Hare, his summer struggles continuing early on here in this one against the Trenton Capitals.
Number 4, Danny Simbinos.
So on comes Danny Simbinos. We got a couple guys who just wrapped up their high school careers going at it here between Hare and Simbinos. That first ball is going to be in there for a called strike 1 on the inside corner. Simbinos, committed to Catholic University, was a .473 hitter for Christian Brothers Academy this past spring. Had 12 doubles, a homer, 28 RBIs as well, leading the entire team. 0-1 count, grounds and fouls that one off. Simbinos so far this summer is a .263 hitter with about a .616 on base plus slugging. He's got 3 hits in his past 7 at-bats. And an 0-2 count right here. His first of the day. Grounds this one. Sestowicki chasing it down, looking for the double play. He'll make the toss over, gets Fattori out at second. Double play cannot be made, though. Simbinos beating out the throw at first. And the first run will score for the Trenton Capitals. Jackson Wargo coming home. And the Caps lead 1-0.
Number 24, Cole Nagordy.
So 2 outs on the board. Cole McGordy steps up to the plate. He's pitched 12 innings so far this summer. But here he is. Out there with the bat in his hands. He's only been 3 for 18 in the 5 games he's appeared in so far this summer. It was just 1 for 4 for Kane this past spring in his senior season out of Asbury, New Jersey. McGordy going to ground this one foul just past the third base line. He's seen a lot more success on the mound than up at the base so far this summer. I mentioned he's only had 18 at-bats. He's 3 for 18, but on the mound, through 12 innings pitched, got a .583 earned run average. Only allowed 1 hit, or rather 9 hits, excuse me, 1 hit in his past game he played in on the mound. But 9 hits in those 12 innings, only 1 earned run. As he fouls this one off over to the Generals dugout, goes inside the Generals dugout. Hope that everyone's all right at there. It's a good thing they're out on the field right now. A lot less bodies that could possibly be struck by that foul ball over there. 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board. Breaking ball is close. Looked like it almost wrapped around McGordy's head for a second there, but instead it's going to be a ball 2, bring up an even 2-2 count. Scrow is on third, Simbinos on first. 1 more out for Hare to escape this inning. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball way inside, it's going to get past Lacara, and Scrow will score on the wild pitch. Nearly striking McGordy as it came in hot towards his helmet. He's going to stay up at the plate. But like I said, not before Scrub will come home and score. Simbinos also advancing over to second. 2-0 lead enjoyed by the Trenton Capitals right now. So here's the full count pitch. This one swung on by McGordy out into right center. Plopper chasing it down, and Ploppert making the grab for out number 3. A couple runs score for the Trenton Capitals here in the top of the first. They get things going hot. We're going to see if they can keep it going defensively when we return in the bottom of the first. We'll see you there.
Capitals 2, the Generals. Number 11, Jack Plopper.
Welcome you back here in the bottom of the first. The Trenton Generals, after giving up 2 in the initial innings to the Capitals. Ploppert trying to get things going here in the bottom offensively to replicate what the Capitals were just able to do against James Hare. He'll try to do so against Trenton Stenard right here. As I mentioned, Stenard heading into his junior season at Fairleigh Dickinson Florham campus. As Ploppert has a 1-1 count. He's played in 3 games and pitched 11 innings. Allowed 15 hits, but only 4 earned runs. He struck out 6 batters, has a 2.545 earned run average on the summer. Last time we saw Stenard was a little over a week ago when he faced off against the South Jersey Kings. Pitched 6 innings in that one. Allowed 7 hits and only 2 earned runs, although 5 runs scored. Ball's in there. We got a 3-2 count up here against Ploppert. Heading into a sophomore season at Eckerd College. He's a .429 hitter so far in the summer for the Generals, and an ECCBL All-Star at that. 3-2 pitch is in there for a called strike 3, and the called strikeout on Ploppert. Good way to start things off if you're Trenton Stenard.
The shortstop from Elon, number 29, Justin Sestowicki.
So Sestowicki was the man making one of the 3 outs, the second out that was in the top of the first. And now he's out here trying to keep it going as that one nearly getting past Scrow, and it absolutely did. The error on Jackson Scrow, not getting past him. He stopped it dead in the dirt, but couldn't pick it up and couldn't make the throw over either. So Sestowicki with a hard grounder over to short, and Scrow will be credited with the error, putting Sestowicki on first. And that could be one of those situations where you can kind of understand how Stenard has allowed so many runs but has so few earned runs on the summer. Those defensive mistakes by the Trenton Capitals are a big reason why we see them sitting at the bottom of the Southern Division with just that 5-10-2 record. First breaking ball to Nick Tomasetto. Finds the outside corner for an 0-1 count. Tomasetto, a .345 hitter on the summer, has played in 18 games for the Gens, all 18. He's got 5 doubles, a triple, and 3 homers for them as well. So here's the 0-1 to Tomasetto. Nope, the throw over. Sestowicki could successfully be picked off. Scrow's going to chase him down and get his get back on the man he allowed onto first. Jackson Scrow making the tag on Sestowicki, and it puts out number 2 on the board. So excellent work there by Trenton Stenard. He's looked real solid through just about 10 pitches so far here in the first inning. Gets that change up on the outside for a 1-1 count on Tomasetto. Tomasetto transferring over to Seton Hall next spring. Well, next fall, really academically. We'll play next spring, baseball-wise, for Seton Hall. Just dropped up his redshirt freshman season at Rutgers, New Brunswick. He was there for the first 2 collegiate seasons he had. Again, obviously redshirt in that first season, so the first action he saw this past spring was his redshirt freshman year, where he was a .218 hitter. 3 doubles, a couple homers, 18 RBIs. Not the greatest, not the worst. Just kind of a so-so start to his collegiate career. Heading over to Seton Hall. Trying to replicate what he's so far done this summer as he pieces that one over the head of right and is out into right field. And he'll get down for a base single. Little fly ball getting over the second stop. The second baseman, I should say, Austin Wright.
Number 27, Donato Incolingo.
And now moving along the order, Donato Incolingo. Steps up here for the Trenton Generals. First pitch breaking ball, puts out past the third baseline and foul. Good contact there from Incolingo, a guy who has 3 homers on the summer, along with 3 doubles and a triple. Stenard nearing 15 pitches here in his first inning of work, has 2 outs to his name. And puts that ball way high for a 1-1 count. Incolingo in his sophomore season at Penn State Abington was a .330 hitter with 6 home runs and 7 doubles and 36 RBIs. Looked very solid and very similar so far this summer as well. That average is dropping just a bit, but still at .996 OPS for him. Quick time is called by the umpire. Talking to both dugouts, possibly both coaches. Not 100% sure what the call there was, but it's a 1-1 count here. That's a check over from Stenard, unsuccessful on Tomasetto. I'm sure they'll be much more conservative after Sestowicki was successfully picked off. So here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, fouled off right back towards us. And it brings up a 1-2. Gorgeous day here at Moody Park. Bit of a hot one, but it's going to be cooling off the longer we stay. As the 1-2 pitch coming up here. Off goes Tomasetto. Swing and a miss from Incolingo, though, so it won't matter. No stolen base for Tomasetto. Just the swing strikeout for Donato Incolingo. And 4 up, 3 down to start things off here in the bottom of the first. Heading into the second, the Capitals enjoy a 2-0 lead over the Trenton Generals. We'll see if they could add on to it when we return in the top of the second. Now Westcott starting things off quickly. Gets a fly ball out into left field. It's just going to be a single for Westcott. Starting things off on the second pitch of the at-bat here in the top of the second. Now Westcott out of Moravian University. Wrapped up his freshman season over there. He's a .250 hitter so far on the summer. He's going to boost up a little bit after his first at-bat of the day right there. So Westcott finds himself on first. Zach Barbash steps up to the plate. Now Barbash has had his struggles at the plate so far this summer. Through 13 games, he's just 1 for 25 with the bat in his hands. That one hit was a double, an RBI double at that. He starts himself off with a 2-0 count. He's walked 5 times so far this summer and struck out 10 times. Excuse me, a 1-0 count on him. As he swings and misses at that one, brings up an even 1-1. Barbash batting 8th in the order here for the Capitals. Hare nearing 25 pitches on the afternoon. As that ball is going to come all the way in and strike Barbash on the back. The first time he's been hit by a pitch this summer. He'll take his base. Westcott will move over to second. There's still no outs on the board for the Trenton Capitals.
From LaSalle, second baseman, number 10, Austin Wright.
So here we got Austin Wright stepping up to the plate. A LaSalle commit, one of many LaSalle commits / players here in the ECCBL. LaSalle and LaSalle, 2 different colleges, both of which seems like half their rosters are playing for us here in the ECCBL. Wright's going to ground this one right over to Sestawicki, looking for the double play. The toss over to second, the toss over to first as well. And just like that, a couple of outs tacked onto the board right there for the Generals. Sestawicki to Tomasetto, Tomasetto to Guire, getting Barbash and Wright out. Westcott finds himself on third. And Joey Didda is the next man up here for the Capitals. Hasn't seen much playing time so far. Only played 5 games, but he's 0 for 10 in his first 10 at-bats of the summer. Was a .247 hitter for Steinert High School this past spring. He's got a 1-0 count against Hare. And he's going to foul that one off. Joey Dida committed to play for Immaculata next spring. Has a 1-1 count. Fastball. Bit of a crazy foul ball. It goes right back and bounces off of Lucara's gear and then over us here in the press box behind home plate. Not sure where that ball exactly went. Regardless, going to bring up a 1-2 count. Unless there's a hidden rule in the rule book about what to do in those situations. Foul ball off the catcher, maybe off the fence. 1-2 pitch, way inside on Dida. The fastballs have really crept inside each and every time for a hair so far today. We've already seen a couple hit by pitches early on in this one. He's got a 2-2 count on Dida. 2 outs on the board thanks to the double play before. Breaking ball. He's going to cut all the way in there. Nice curveball off the hand of Hare. Nice 11-4 curve. Getting out number 3 on the board. His first strikeout of the day. So heading into the bottom of the second, the Capitals still stalemated at that 2 runs that they had in the first inning. But can the Generals start to creep back when we return in the bottom of the second? We'll find out when we return right here on Jersey Baseball Nation. So you're in the bottom of the second. Landon Hallett started things off and going to get a grounder right over to the first baseman. Shin struggling with it. Makes the toss over to Stenard. Just started in there in time. Stumbling. And they're going to say that Hallett is safe on first. Beating out the throw. So it's going to be an error on Jaden Shin over there on first base. That ground ball was one that he struggled with for a good few seconds there. Got the toss over to Stenard. Stenard really did everything he possibly could to try and get that out, but nonetheless, it's a runner on first, thanks to the error on Shin. That breaking ball is going to be inside on Guire. Luke Guire, another one of these ECCBL All-Stars on this squad. Pickoff attempt on Hallett is unsuccessful. 1-0 count remains. Guire's been a .250 hitter so far this summer. Has 3 doubles and 5 RBIs. Bit of a step down from what he was able to do at Bordentown High School as he grounds this one. Austin Wright looking for the double play. Instead, he's going to make the throw over to first and get the easy out. Not too much stress there. Guire out at first. Hallett advancing on to second. Would have been a tough play for Wright to make. Would have had to turn his body and make the throw over to Skro, and then Skro would have had an even tougher play on first to get Guire out. So an understandable toss over to first base there. And now moving on through the order, Chris Salmon is going to take the plate. Batting just 172 on the summer. He's played in 13 games for the Generals. First pitch going to be a fastball outside, but in there for a called strike 1. So Stenard now 20 pitches into his day. He's gotten 4 outs to his name so far. 0-1 breaking ball. It's going to be out there for a 1-1 count. Chris Salmon just wrapped up his freshman season at TCNJ. Played in 9 games, only had 7 at-bats. Went 2 for 7, though, one of those being a home run. It's got a 1-1 count. Breaking ball is swung on and missed for a 1-2. He's gotten a home run as well this summer. Just a 172 average, but a triple and a home run, or has only 2 extra base hits. As that fastball is low for a 2-2 count. Here's a 2-2 offering from Stenard. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. It's going to bring up a full count. Again, a reminder, it's a doubleheader that we have for you today. So this first game will go 7 innings with an 8th if needed. And that'll be the same story for game number 2 as well. So a chance for the Generals to reach double digits here today. As Salmon foul tips that one right into the glove of Sambinos, and he'll be out number 2.
Mercer County College, the left fielder, number 34, Alex Bischoff.
Moving on through the Generals order. It's going to be Alex Bischoff now taking the plate. Still not even at the end of the Gens order. Lacara is on deck. He is the bottom. Bischoff is 4 for 31 in his at-bat so far this summer. Takes the first breaking ball. Real slow changeup right there. In there for strike 1. He's a .232 hitter in his freshman season at Mercer County Community College. Got an 0-1 pitch here. Fastball swung on out into shallow right field. That's going to get down. Westcott chasing it down. Hallett rounding third, stumbling a bit on his way home, but he'll get home with no contention from Westcott or anyone else in this Capitals defense. And it's a 2-1 ball game now. The Generals starting to claw their way back. The RBI single from Alex Bischoff puts the first run on the board here for the Trenton Generals in the bottom of the second. J.C. Lacara going to try and keep that momentum rolling, keep the 2-out rally rolling. He's appeared in 17 games for the Generals this summer, only missed 1. Didn't see any action this past spring in his freshman season at Randolph-Macon. He was a 267 hitter so far this summer as that breaking ball is in there for a swing, strike 2. Stenard nearing 30 pitches on his afternoon in his second inning of work right here. Has no 2 count on Lacara. Breaking ball swung on right over to Skro, the shortstop. It's a slow roller. Skro going to have to make the throw over to first, and it's a nice and accurate one by Jackson Skro. The D3 player of the year, showing why right there with the glove and the arm. Jackson Skro making a play for out number 3. Not before the Generals can tack on 1, slash this lead in half. It's a 2-1 lead for the Trenton Capitals heading in to the top of the 3rd. I'll be right back with you after a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Welcome you back here in the top of the third. Trenton Capitals just had their lead cut in half in the bottom of the second. Trying to make some back right here. Top of the order due up, and on deck is Jackson Scrow. And a quick correction. Scrow won the D3 Freshman of the Year, Rookie of the Year, if you will, in his first season over there at Haverford. Still wildly impressive from him. With that .442 average, 11 doubles and 11 home runs with 43 RBIs, 30 runs scored as well. All of those leading Haverford in his freshman season. He's on deck. Right up here now is Jackson Wargo. Wargo was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. 3 of the 10 batters here for the Trenton Capitals were hit by pitches. Off the arm of Hare. Just going to try and clean it up through his second time on this Capitals order. He's got a 1-1 count on Wargo. Well, again, it's just 1 for 3 with that double. Has walked twice, not struck out at all, and has 1 run to his name. His third game with the Caps this summer. He's got a 2-1 count. Hare's 34th pitch of the afternoon coming up right here on the 2-1. Fastball swung on, fouled off. Here's a 2-2 offer, and that breaking ball coming in at 77 miles per hour off the hand of Hare. It's inside, bringing up a 3-2 count. A fastball in there, coming in hot at 85 miles per hour. A bit too fast for Wargo right there as he swings and misses. That puts the first out on the board here in the top of the third. So now on comes Jackson Scrow. He had that single for the Capitals to start things off in his first at-bat. Looking for the same right here. That fastball coming in hot. It's hovering around the high 80s right now for Hare. Starts things off with an 0-1 count on Scrow. The 0-1 offering swung on by Scrow is going to go out into right field. And Kalinga will scoop it up, the right fielder, which means Scrow is safe on first. Couple hits to start off the day for Jackson Scrow. He had just 1 hit in the past 3 games we saw him in. So 1 for 8 in the past 3 days. Past 3 games again, I should say. And it's now starting off today, 2 for 2. On comes Jaden Shin. He would love to get his first hit of the day right here. Big power hitter. Takes that first ball, finding the outside corner for an 0-1 count. We had a quick visit from the Generals' general manager, Mike Coryell, talking to his pitcher after, sure he allowed that hit to Scrow, but is looking fairly solid, I would say. Here in the top of the third, got the strikeout and then starts things off with a nice breaking ball outside corner pitch on Shin to give him an 0-1 count. Looks like he's just discussing things, talking things over with Hare. Quick visit from Coryell, who's going to scamper off the field. Minard Scrow on first. Standing over there right next to Luke Guire. Here's the lefty Jaden Shin with the 0-1 count. Fastball outside, bring up a 1-1. Shin only saw 1 at-bat with Cornell in his freshman season. He's a .268 hitter so far this summer with 2 doubles and a home run. He swings on that one. It goes sky high out into shallow right field. In Kalingo chasing it down and making the grab for out number 2. Scrow will stay put on first.
Number 20, to the age, Michael Patori.
So now on comes Michael Fattori, another guy who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat today, first plate appearance. Off goes Skro over to second base. It's going to be a no throw from Lacara. Hits his glove and goes right down into the dirt. Lacara a bit disappointed with himself, shaking his head as he returns back to his catcher stance. So now Skro over there on second. 1-0 count on Fattori. Make that a 2-0 as that fastball is inside. Here's the 2-0. Swung on by Fattori out into left field. Bischoff making the grab. Skro is rounding third. Doesn't matter. That's out number 3 here in the top of the third.
For the Caps in the third, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left. After 2.5.
So a few outs had for the Generals. So it didn't start off in the right way defensively, allowing those 2 runs to the Capitals, but have been fairly solid since then. James Hare really starting to settle in. See some arms warming up out there for the Generals. Wonder when we'll see them, and if that might have been the last time we see Hare. But first off, we got to see the Generals up at the plate as the Capitals return to defense when we come back in the bottom of the third. Hello and welcome back to Moody Park here in Ewing Township. This ECCBL regular season day, soon to be night, on this Thursday afternoon. We're back at the top of the order for the General, so it's Plopper, Sestawicki, and Tomasetto getting things going here in the bottom of the third. Trenton Stannard went through exactly 30 pitches in those first 2 innings. Starts off with a breaking ball on the outside corner against Ploppert for a called strike 1. He struck out Ploppert in his first at-bat. On track to do the same right here. That one is grounded off and fouled over by his own dugout. We chased down by Coach Mike Coryell. So it's an 0-2 count here on Ploppert. Here's the offering from Stannard. Fastball is going to be low, and it'll bring up a 1-2 count. We'll see Ploppert in that ECCBL All-Star game on Saturday. On a quick down, a 429 hitter for them this summer, a near 1,200 OPS. Here's the 1-2, breaking ball outside, brings up an even 2-2 count. Here's the 2-2 offering from Stannard. Fastball, swing and a miss from Ploppert, his second strikeout of the day. Trenton Stannard has his number early on here in game number 1.
Number 29, shortstop, Justin.
And moving on through the order, Justin Sestawicki will step up. Grounded out in his first at-bat. So still looking to get on base for the first time today. Takes the breaking ball outside for a ball 1. And Sestawicki wrapping up his redshirt junior season at Elon, where he was a .237 hitter with 4 doubles, a triple, and 4 homers. That one comes way inside, and they're going to say that the check swing from Sestawicki went around just enough to bring up a 1-1 count.
Very close. I thought it was really parallel, right parallel to the top of the plate, or the front of the plate.
That ball's going to be a bit outside for a 2-1. Sestawicki, his freshman season, went out to North Carolina to play for the Tar Heels, and then transferred over to Elon for the remainder of his college career. As he grounds this one, getting past both of Barbash and Skro, the third, and shortstop, getting out into left field, and Sestawicki gets the base hit to put himself on first. So splitting Barbash and Skro, sending it out to McGordy in left field.
Number 36, second baseman, Nick Thomas.
And bringing on Nick Tomasetto. First pitch to Tomasetto. There's a called strike one. Tomasetto had the single in his first at-bat. Boy, he has been solid so far this summer. A 345 hitter near 1,100 OPS. He's got an 0-1 offering from Stenard coming up right here. Change up outside for a 1-1 count. And Tomasetto, this is his second summer in the ECCBL. Back in 2023, he was a 320 hitter with a 973 OPS. Already looking a little bit better than that a couple summers later. Going to line that one right down the center field line between Skro and right. And it'll get down for his second straight base hit of the day.
Number 27.
So it seems like Trenton Stenard, boy, if he's got your number, he's got your number. But if he doesn't, sounds like you have his number. That's the case with Nick Tomasetto right now, who is starting off 2 for 2 on the day. And here's Donato in Kalingo. Another guy who struck out in his first at-bat is going to pop this one sky high, getting past McGordy. He's chasing it down. It's going to hit the top of the fence and go over. Donato in Kalingo. Mere centimeters. But just enough to bring home 2 and himself. To make this a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Trenton Generals. Donato in Kalingo. Boy, he just barely got that over the fence out there in left center. Right over the Wildflowers and Eatery sign.
Number 14.
And out of here for the 3-run homer. Donato in Kalingo's 4th homer of the 2025 summer here in the ECCBL. Now moving on, Landon Howell starting off with a quick 1-2 called strikes. He's got the 0-2 count. 1 out on the board. That ball going to be way high for the 1-2. So Stenard nearing 50 pitches now here in the bottom of the third. Still only 1 out to show for it. Breaking ball swung on by Hallett is going to get between Barbash and Skro once again. The bats for the Generals are hot here in the bottom of the third. Landon Hallett finds himself on first base. And we move on over to Luke Guire, who is up once again. Guire put one in play in his first at-bat, but had nothing to it. Looks to do the same, but obviously get it between some defenders, like his teammate Hallett did just there. There goes Landon Hallett over to second base. It's a good throw from Simbinos, but not quite in time. Nice and accurate, but not quick enough to get Hallett out at second. He finds himself over there in scoring position with still only 1 out to show for it. So a 1-1 count here on Guire after that called strike. The swing and a miss is going to make things a 1-2. There's the 1-2 offering from Stenard on Guire. Breaking ball. Right a liner over to Jaden Shin, looking for the double play on Howard at second base, and Scrow comes in just in time. Nice little 3-6 double play. How about that? Jaden Shin making the snag and tossing things over to second base at Jackson Scrow. And a couple outs are on the board, but not before a wildly successful inning for the Trenton Generals. They're up 4-2 over the Trenton Capitals heading into the top of the fourth. And we remind you that once again, this game in the ECCBL as a whole is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank, proudly serving local communities since 1887 with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. We'll see you in the top of the fourth. So looking back here in the top of the fourth, Danny Simbinos is the man starting things off for the Trenton Capitals. Simbinos looking to get on base for the first time today as that breaking ball is outside for a ball 2. Right in the heart of the order here. As Simbinos pops this one up and will foul it off. It'll be chased down a little bit by Lacara, who kind of stood in his place for a few seconds and then started chasing it down, but then decided against it as it went over the fence and foul. It's a 2-1 pitch coming up here on Simbinos. Hair nearing 50 on the day. Here is the offering. Fastball fouled off. Simbinos out of Rumson, New Jersey, standing at 6'1", 205, is a .263 hitter on the summer. Of course, a little bit worse than his senior season over there at CBA, where he was a .473 hitter with 12 doubles and a homer. Still a solid summer as he, little pop blooper over there as that bat breaks and Hallett will make the easy catch on third base. So tough going for Simbinos right there. Bat kind of falling apart on him as it strikes the ball, and it puts out number 1 on the board here in the top of the fourth. Cole McGordy is going to step up and foul that first pitch off for a 0-1 count. Again, McGordy only seen 18 at-bats. He is 3 for 18, coming up with a 167 average. He's got 1 single, 1 double, 1 triple. So if his next hit comes today, and if his next hit is a home run, you could say he's got the season-long cycle to start off his first 4 hits of the summer. He's got a 1-1 count, and that ball is going to come all the way in there and strike him on the hip. So Hare returning to his old ways that we saw in that first inning. Unfortunately, he's looked really solid since then. Slight hiccup for him here, though, in the top of the fourth. So McGordy getting hit on the hip, and Matt Westcott takes the plate once again. Westcott had the single in his first at bat. He's got McGordy over there on first. 1 out on the board. The fastball was a hard one, but a bit inaccurate, low for ball 1. Hare's 54th pitch of the day coming up right here. Fastball inside once again. Is going to bring up a 2-0 count on Westcott. And Matt Westcott, a .250 hitter on the summer. An improvement from his freshman season at Moravian University, where he was a .194 hitter. He had 7 doubles and 15 RBIs over there. Just 1 RBI to show for it this summer. He fouls that one off. It goes right over to Lacara. The ball striking his shoulder a bit before it veered off right towards the backstop fence where we are. So he's going to shake that one off. Maybe get a couple stretches in, throws in. It looks like we're good to go once again here. So here's the 2-1 offering to Westcott. McGordy on first, 1 out on the board. The righty pitcher up against the lefty hitter. That's exactly what Westcott wants to see right here. He's got an even 2-2 count. Fastball swung on and fouled off. Flying out into our parking lot. Had that white SUV out there that was maybe 5-6 feet away from being struck by that foul ball. Just barely avoids it. Again, there's some beware signs out here at Moody Park for good reason with these foul balls. As that fastball is going to be high and away, bring up a 3-2 count. Harris thrown 58 pitches, 32 of which have been strikes. Not the greatest rate to be throwing at, but the rate he's got so far here today. 3-2 full count pitch, fastball outside, and he'll walk Westcott. We're going to get a talk over here from Coach Coryell, and he's going to take Hare out of the game. After 59 pitches, Hare's day is done. So move on to the next arm. Looking at Zach Hare's day, he had 3 1/3 innings pitched. So 10 total outs. He allowed 3 hits, 2 earned runs, struck out 2 batters, and walked 1 as well. So with what he's done so far on the summer, not the worst day for Hare out here. He's got a near 10.5 earned run average. Improved that just a bit here today. New guy out there for the Generals. Let him get his warm-up pitches, and we'll be right back in a bit, right here on Jersey Baseball Nation. So welcome back here in the top of the fourth. Zach Barbash
Number
is
13.
going to take the plate. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. That, of course, was against James Hare. Now he'll be facing off against Logan Franks, who just wrapped up his freshman season at St. Joseph's University. With the Hawks, through 5 2/3 innings, allowed 6 hits and 3 earned runs, struck out 6 batters as well. It all comes out to a 4.76 earned run average. First pitch to Barbash is going to foul off. Frank's up there with the sort of dark maroon red St. Joseph's glove. There's no one count here on Barbash. This one popped sky high. Lacara going to chase it down up against the fence. And it'll just be foul by a few yards over the fence. And brings up an 0-2 count on Barbash. So Barbash with the 0-2. Looking to get on base for the second time in a row today. The 0-2 offering, swing and a miss there. Logan Frank starting his day off on the right foot. A 3-pitch strikeout for him. Nice way to get out number 2 here in the top of the fourth.
Austin Wright.
McGordy stays on second. Westcott stays on first. Austin Wright now takes the plate for the second time today. Put one in play in his first at-bat. Had nothing to it. Looking to change things here. First pitch from Franks. A quick one, but it's a bit low. Franks throwing nice and hard. Of course, with that fresh arm. Here's the 1-0 offering. One swung on and fouled off. Pitch coming in at about 80 miles per hour from Franks. Got a bit of a weather watch going on here at Moody Park. When have we not so far this summer? Some rain possibly coming within the next half hour. So it looks as though this game will surely be finished, but game 2 is possibly up in the air. Next pitch from Franks, another fastball coming in at about 80 miles per hour. So in the low 80s, but boy, he knows how to place it so far. He's got a 1-2 count on Austin Wright. And Wright, this is just his 8th game of the summer and just his 18th at bat. He's 3 for 17 with 2 RBIs and a run. He struck out 6 times and only walked once. It was just a 171 hitter at Rancocas Valley in his senior season this past spring. A LaSalle commit with a 1-2 count against Franks. Off goes McGordy as that pitch is low with a throw over from Lacara to second base. Sort of in time, but no one really there to catch it. Sestawicki got the glove on it, but wasn't exactly on second base. So McGordy is on third. Westcott safe on second. Runners advancing. It's a 2-2 count here for Austin Wright. Franks the lefty against Wright the righty. But that just goes together well, doesn't it? 2-2. Low and away. Lacara getting there quick enough. McGordy hesitated for quite a while there. Lacara jumping on the ball and hustling back over to home, keeping the runners where they are. A 3-2 pitch coming up here. One swing of the bat could tie things up here at Moody Park in the top of the fourth, and one swing of the bat could also put away the inning. We'll see what Franks has. We'll see what Wright has right here on the 3-2. The offering from Franks. Fastball low, and it loads up the bases on the walk. So Austin Wright gets himself on base for the first time today. Moving along through the order, the bottom of the order that is, Joey Ditta. He struck out in his first at-bat against James Hare. We'll see what he's able to do against Logan Franks here. Ditta is 0 for 11 on the summer with 2 strikeouts, including his first at-bat today. This is his 6th game with the Capitals. First pitch, fastball was solid looking. Going to be a bit outside, they're going to say, for a 1-0 count. Frank going to have to put it in a little more than he just did there. 1-0. This one swung on right over to Guire. Guire scooping it up, and not a single run will score for the Trenton Capitals. Much to their chagrin, had the bases loaded up with a couple outs, and unfortunately for them, nothing to it. McGordy, Westcott, and Wright are all left on base, as Dida grounds out over to first. So Franks comes in and does his job. They're in the top of the fourth, moving on to the bottom of the Generals, trying to keep going what they were able to do in the bottom of the third. Of course, had that 3-run homer off the bat of Donato and Kalingo. And now when we return, Chris Salmon is the man up. He struck out in his first at-bat. Not exactly looking for that here. We'll see what he's able to do. The lefty coming up facing Trenton Stenard for the second time today in the bottom of the fourth. So a little weather update for anyone wondering, as you see the field kind of getting a little darker here on your camera at least, and it sure is out here in Ewing if you were here with us. Got the rain warning in about 45 minutes. That breaking ball was a slow one in there from Trent Stenard and wasn't even able to catch the strike zone. It's a 1-0 count on Chris Salmon. And Salmon is going to ground this one right over the second baseman, and a quick throw over to first for a quick first out. Austin Wright to Jaden Shin, and out number 1 is on the board here in the bottom of the fourth.
Number 34, left fielder.
So now Alex Bischoff steps up to the plate. He had the RBI single in the bottom of the second. Drove in the first run of the game, and takes a fastball on the bottom right corner for a called strike 1 to start off his second at bat. Stenard's 55th pitch coming up right here. Quickly putting it in there on the bottom right corner once again. Slowing it down a bit, but the accuracy remained the same. Here's the 0-2. That one going to be low. Cimbino tried to frame it in that exact same spot once again. Nothing to it, though, so it's going to be a 1-2 count. Breaking ball just going to be a bit outside from that same spot. He saw his first 2 strikes, so now it's going to bring up a 2-2 count. Here is the offering from Stenard, fastball high, and the 0-2 turns into a full 3-2 count. Bischoff is 5 for 32 on the summer. As this one swung on, popped up into shallow right field all the way along the right field line, and Westcott will come in and make the grab for out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Over the halfway point here in game number 1.
Number 7, catcher, J.C. LaQuara.
It's J.C. LaCara, the lefty, stepping up to the plate, facing off against the lefty, Trenton Stenard. His 60th pitch of the day will be the first of the at-bat here for LaCara. LaCara will put one in play in his first at-bat. Wasn't able to get to first safely as that breaking ball is out and away for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 offering from Stenard, who is moving quickly right now on the mound. Fastball's going to be grounded. Going to get past right. No, it will not. He will slide in and make the grab, but not the throw. Slipping out of his hands on the throw over to first. It was a fantastic snag, you could say, by right. But the snag from his hand over to the ball in his glove wasn't exactly as seamless as he made it seem when the ball was traveling to his glove. So right shaking that one off. Carr gets on base from the single. And now it's Ploppert up at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Back to the top of the order here for the Trenton Generals. Runner on first. Ploppert grounding that one foul. Went immediately down off the bat and will come up for an 0-1 count. Sonara going to make the throw over to first. Lucara, they're safe, not moving really at all. Sonara a bit over 60 pitches now on the day. Still in the bottom of the fourth, so fairly efficient from the guy. That one's just barely outside, but it's going to be called strike 2 for an 0-2 count. Sonara just throwing in the low 70s right now. It really does seem like he's slowed down the pitches quite a bit from what he looked like in the first and second innings. Regardless, still having a bit of success here in the bottom of the fourth. No runs scored just yet for the Generals. They have 2 outs and a runner on first. 0-2 count here on Ploppert. Ground ball looking to make the gap between Barbash and Scrow. Won't be able to. Barbash will scoop that one up and make the throw over to Shin on first. 4 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the fourth. Moving on to the top of the fifth. The Generals enjoying that 4-2 lead over the Capitals here in the Battle of Trenton at Moody Park in Ewing, New Jersey. So Generals up 2, trying to keep it that way as Logan Franks takes the mound for his second inning of work, looking for his 3rd out of the day. We'll see if he's able to do so, how quickly he's able to do so when we come back in the top of the 5th.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
We'll be back here in the top of the 5th. Looks to be another arm out there working out. Chris Salmon will be the one catching for those new arms out there in left field. So I wonder who's going to come in for him later on. Of course, Salmon wasn't in the lineup, just an extra hitter for the Generals. But it's back to the top of the order here for the Capitals. Jackson Wargo still looking for his first hit of the day. He's been hit by a pitch, but is 0 for 1. He's got a 2-0 count. Frank's 14th pitch coming up here. It's going to be a called strike on that bottom right corner. Nice fastball in there from Franks. This fastball coming in hot at 82 miles per hour. It's going to be fouled off right back towards us on the backstop. Puts up an even 2-2 count for Wargo. Again, it's just 1 for 4 on the summer, including his second at-bat today. Second plate appearance, I might add. This fastball It's going to be grounded right up the middle. Going to be caught up by Sestawicki. Makes the throw over to first, stumbling a bit, and it gets past Guire. Wargo will stay put on first. It's going to be a hit awarded to Jackson Wargo, his first of the day, his second of the summer.
Number 12, shortstop, Jackson Scrow.
So as Wargo gets his first hit of the day, Scrow is looking for his third straight. 2 for 2 with a couple singles. Takes that first fastball high and away for a ball 1. So we have a dog barking down at the bottom of our press box, and our ECCBL league mascot Blue up here in the press box, curious about what might be going on down there, as we have a 1-1 count on Scrow. Blue, the protector here at Moody Park. Most dangerous and fiercest of them all. And trust me, you'd believe me if you saw him over there napping on that couch, all 25 pounds of him. It's a 1-2 count on Scrow as he swings and misses at pitch number 3. So Scrow was able to make short work of Hare. He's struggling a bit here against Franks. He's got a 1-2 offering coming up. Wargo on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Boy, that one's destined for the parking lot, and very likely my car out there didn't park too deep into the grass, unfortunately, today. So I hope there's no present for me waiting at the end of game 2 or whenever we're done today. Again, the weather is looming with these dark clouds slowly overtaking Moody Park here in Ewing, New Jersey. Another one's going to be fouled off from Scrow. So the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up here from Franks. 7th pitch on a 1-2 count is something you don't see too often. But nonetheless, here we are. The offering from Franks. Throw down is going to be high for a 2-2 count. Jackson Scrow has been under 200 on his average for the majority of this year. As that fastball is in the dirt, gets past the car, and Wargo will easily take second and around second for a bit as well. But he'll stay put over there down the middle. So now with Wargo on second, thanks to the wild pitch, Scrow still up at the plate. One of the longest at-bats we've seen today. Easily the longest at-bat we have seen today, I should say. He's got a full count offering coming up here. It's going to be another one in the dirt. Lacara picking it up. It was lodged between his legs. Picks up. And Scrow is going to find himself on first. Coach Coryell is a bit frustrated with his new pitcher out there, Logan Franks, the lefty. Franks looks excellent in the top of the 4th, but has definitely had a bit of a struggle here in the top of the 5th. Still no outs. The first 2 runners are on as he walks Scrow. And now Jaden Shin steps up. Shin is 0 for 2 today. Still looking to get on first base for the first time, and he'll be able to do so right there. That breaking ball is coming in, striking him in the leg, and Coryell is going to have a word with his pitcher, Logan Franks. Or maybe not. Coryell possibly making a pitching change here in the top of the 5th after just 26 pitches from Logan Franks. Coryell visibly frustrated with his pitcher out there, Lacara. Discussing with him. Doesn't seem to be a pitching change coming up at the moment here in the top of the 5th. So Franks will stay on. Again, he's just 26 pitches into his day.
20, the DH, Michael Vittori.
2 outs to his name, and yeah, he's allowed 3 runners on, 1 to a hit, 2 to walks, and has struck out 1, but he looked so good in that top of the fourth that you got to give him a little more breathing room and a chance to prove himself here in the top of the fifth. As that fastball is in there for a called strike one against Michael Fattori. Nice little way to bounce back here for Franks on the very first pitch after that mound visit. Fattori's reached first only once today, thanks to a hit by pitch from James Hare in his first at bat. He's got a 1-1 count against Franks. Fattori popping this one sky high in shallow right field. Shallow right center. No one going to grab it except for Inkalingo coming in, making the diving grab. The throw home is a grounder all the way. Wargo will come home and make this a 4-3 ball game for the Capitals. What a grab by Inkalingo. The right fielder coming all the way over to right center, going horizontal to make that grab for out number one. And boy, he tried his best on that throw home. Let go of the ball a little too late on the throw as it just kind of stumbled along the dirt and the grass over to home plate where Lacara scooped it up. So now it's Danny Simbinos after Fattori gets the sacrifice fly. Lacara losing that one for a second there. Lacara has had some struggles with the ball recently. Sure, Franks has put some in the dirt, but Lacara has also had some go in and out of his glove. It's a 1-0 count on Simbinos. Still looking at guy on base for the first time today. He's 0 for 2. Did have one RBI, though, thanks to the sac hit. That fastball a bit outside, bring up a 2-0 count now. Frank's losing a bit of control. He's 31 pitches into his day. Two-0 offering. As off goes Scrow over to third base. I mean, no throw from Lacara, and it puts runners on the corners here for the Trenton Capitals. And it's going to be a 3-0 count for Danny Simbinos. And you'll wonder that if Franks can't take care of business here with Simbinos, if we're going to see another mound visit from Coach Coryell and a pitcher change. We'll see. Here's a 3-0 pitch from him. Fastball is going to be in there for a called strike one and bring up a 3-1 count. So Simbinos is 0 for 2 today. He's 3 for 7 in the last two games we've seen him. One against the Blazers and one against the Generals just about 2 weeks ago. That fastball is going to be outside, and he's going to walk Simbinos, and that's going to be the end of the day for Logan Franks, who is a bit frustrated with himself and maybe a bit frustrated with the decision as well. Franks just 34 pitches, and his day is done. So 34 pitches, 17 of them being strikes, half and half with the balls and strikes for him today. Got 3 outs to his name, allowed 1 hit and 3 walks, along with 1 earned run. And he has a bases loaded situation with 1 out here. So a pitching change coming up for the Trenton Generals. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. There's 1 out on the board for the Capitals. Bases loaded. They trail by 1 here in the top of the 5th. So now on the mound, Dane Jorgensen, his second game headed out there. And the one appearance we've seen from on the mound this summer, he threw 4 innings, allowed 1 hit, and not a single earned run. So Jorgensen, the small sample size we've seen, pretty solid. And we've seen him at the plate. Played 7 games, is 2 for 15 with an RBI to his name. That ball going to be low and into the dirt. As Cole McGordy is up at the plate. McGordy's 0 for 1 today and was hit by a pitch earlier from Hare. He's got a 2-0 count against Jorgensen here. Dane Jorgensen, Stockton commit, as this one from McGordy is out into left field, way past Bischoff. That might be over, and it is. Cole McGordy, how about it? His first homer of the summer takes the lead right back for the Trenton Capitals. The grand slam for McGordy. Had 2 RBIs coming into this game. Doubles it up with 1 swing of the bat right there. And the Capitals take a 7-4 lead over the Trenton Generals here on this Thursday night. Man, oh man, not exactly the way Dane Jorgensen wanted to start off through just 3 pitches. Immediately, the Capitals take a 3-run lead. Puts a breaking ball outside on Westcott, starts him off with a 1-1 count. Westcott has a single and a walk today. He grounds this one right over to the shortstop, Sestawicki. Nice pickup and a solid throw over to first. Accurate enough for Guire to keep his 1 foot on the bag and put out number 2 on the board.
Number 13, third baseman, Zach Barbash.
So now on comes Zach Barbash, nearing the bottom of the order here, 8th man up. Another guy who's 0 for 1 today. That one at bat was a strikeout. The other plate appearance was a hit by pitch. He fouls that first one off hard. Out towards the street behind us. He's got an 0-1 count here. Jorgensen really losing control of that breaking ball. Or that ball. I'm not sure if it was meant to be a breaking ball, but it sort of turned into it. Coming off his hand. So the righty, Dane Jorgensen. That's one way to get a 1-1 count on Barbash. A 1-1 pitch. Fastball, it's a good-looking one. Barbash kind of lifted his arms up as if it was coming in to hit him, but no, that's in there for a strike two. 1-2 count on him with 2 outs on the board. No one on here in the top of the 5th. Of course, the Capitals now leading 7-4 after that grand slam from Cole McGordy. Swing and a miss there. Puts away the inning. So Dane Jorgensen, boy, his first 3 pitches end up being a grand slam, giving up the lead here for the Generals. But then he gets a quick 2 outs right after it with a grounder over to Sestawicki and then a strikeout on Barbash. So just like that, the Capitals holding a 7-4 lead after a massive drive by Cole McGordy. And now I'm going to take you over to our Toyota Drive of the Week. It just happened the other day, and that other day being yesterday, in game number 1 yesterday, Joe Gamitter with 2 runners on. And his team, or 3 runners on rather, his team trailing by 2 in the bottom of the 7th. And he did what he knows best, especially when at that Mercer County Community College Park, a place that he once played at just over a year ago. The Mercer Mammoths had a fun one against the Kings yesterday. Tune in.
See what he has here.
It's not about not failing, it's how you bounce back. Can he bounce back right here? No, instead Gamitter will get this one down. Looking to tie the game up. Ray Mulhern coming home. Jack Hughes rounding third. Can the Mammoths win it? Hughes comes all the way home, and the Mercer Mammoths with a 7-6 win over the South Jersey Kings. A 3 RBI double off the bat of Joe Commander. Welcome home, big guy. Hasn't been able to play at this field for quite some time now. Wrapped up his career with the Vikings over a season ago. But he is just as good as the day he left. Joe Committer. The 3 RBI walk-off double to end Game 1 here at Mercer County Community College. And what a Game 1 it was. So, man, oh, man, Joe Committer with a 3 RBI double yesterday in Game number 1 to get the 7-6 win over the South Jersey Kings. And those two teams split that doubleheader out at Mercer County Community College. Yeah, just a great feeling for Committer, right? You're playing for your old coach, Rich Carabelli, the current coach for Mercer County Community College's Vikings. As Tomasetto's up at the plate and starts off with a 1-1 count. Rather, it says to Wiki, excuse me, with Tomasetto on deck. But Committer, you're playing for your old coach. You're playing at your old stomping grounds where you started your collegiate career, and to get a walk-off 3 RBI double is just a fantastic way to win Game number 1 over there. And the Mammoths are looking good. They sit atop the ECCBL Southern Division. The team right behind him is the Trenton Generals, who is up at the plate right now in the form of Sestowicki, who that breaking ball goes low, and he has a 2-2 count. Sestowicki taking the fastball, bit outside, bring up a full count. So after 5 runs are scored in the top of the 5th, the Generals all of a sudden playing from behind as Sestowicki fouls this one off. Don't seem to be many, if at all, any defensive changes out there for the Capitals. As it's a 3-2 pitch from Stenard. Breaking ball inside. Boy, it was a good-looking one off the hand of Stenard, and he kind of thought so too. Kind of seething at the mouth there after that one. But regardless, Sestowicki will take his base, and Tomasetto will step up to the plate. So the Capitals up 7-4. Tomasetto takes the first pitch outside. He's 2 for 2 on the day. One of 2 guys in this entire game who have gotten on base every single time they've been up at bat. Tomasetto lining this one out into left field. That's going to be over the head of Cole McGordy. The man who just hit the grand slam is not going to be able to get up in the air and grab that one. Tomasetto, the 2-run homer. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-home-run day here at Moody Park. It's good to be home. After we visited out to Mercer County Community College yesterday, these two Trenton teams are welcoming us back with open arms. My goodness, a 7-6 ball game thanks to Tomasetto's 2-run homer. And we're going to get a mound visit for Trenton Stenard after that one. His day might just be done, and we'll see after he has a talk with his coach. My, oh my, you just watched the drive of the week from Joe Committer where he had the 3 RBI double. We just had Cole McGordy ending off the top of the 5th with a grand slam to put his team up 3. And then Nick Tomasetto right after one man gets on base. He sends one right over the left center line, right over that Wildflowers Inn eatery sign for the 2nd time today. My goodness, these teams are raking up at the plate. 3 home runs in just one game alone. 1 7-inning game, I might add. Unbelievable stuff here in the Battle of Trenton.
Number 27, right fielder.
And it's ECCBL Thursday Night Baseball. Boy, oh boy, keep on tuning in. You won't want to miss it. Stenard with the breaking ball, finding the bottom right corner right there against Inkalingo. And of course, Sonato Inkalingo is one of 2 players in this Generals team with a home run, as he grounds this one right over to Barbash, who scoops up, makes a throw over to first, and it's in time for out number 1, finally getting out number 1 for Trenton Stenard and this Capitals defense.
Number 14, third baseman, Landon Hallett.
So a 7-6 game we have right here. 8 hits for the Generals, 5 for the Capitals. But again, one of those hits brought in 4 runs alone. Now up to plate is Landon Hallett. 1 for 2 today as he grounds this one right over to Jackson Scrow, who scoops it up, makes the throw over to first, and out number 2 is on the board. So 2 runners, or rather the first 2 men up at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th, saw success. As you had Sestowicki walking over to first, and then Tomasetto will bring him home on the home run in the very next at-bat. But then 2 quick ground outs over to the left side, 1 to Barbash, 1 to Scrow. And now moving along to Luke Guire, a man who is yet to get on base today. Takes that first breaking ball outside for ball 1. We'll call that a 2-0 count. Snard nearing 80 pitches on the day, his 80th coming up right here. Fastball swung on by Guire and fouled off. Boy, it sounded good off the bat, but immediately veered off out of play. So a 2-0 count for Guire, 2-1 count rather for Guire. Make that a 2-2. Just got a soft grounder over to his own dugout on that foul. Luke Guire, a 250 hitter on the summer. Trying to make that a bit higher right here as he flies this one out to right field. And Westcott will make the grab. So Guire goes 0 for 3 on the day. And Stenard gets a quick 3 outs after allowing a couple guys to get on. And Tomasetto didn't stay on for long. He had that 2-run homer to make this a 7-6 ball game here in the Battle of Trenton. When we return to the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere, folks. 2 more innings to go in this razor-close offensive showcase by both these squads here tonight. 7-6 Capitals lead when we return in the top of the 6th. Austin Wright is the man getting things going here in the top of the 6th for the Trenton Capitals, who now only lead by 1. So they led by 2 to start things off all the way into the bottom of the 2nd. And they trailed by 2. And they led by 3. And now they lead by 1. So a bit of a roller coaster game in terms of the scoreboard, and really just watching it as well right here. It's a 1-0 count on Wright. That one's going to be grounded over. Guire making the snag. Going to toss it over to Jorgensen, who can't get his foot. He can get his foot down. My goodness, what a play by Dane Jorgensen. Had to really sprawl out from that throw over by Guire. Somehow getting his foot down. Jorgensen, I mean, we've seen him in the field earlier this season. And my goodness, what a play to get the first out here to start off the top of the sixth. So a fantastic play by Jorgens. Gets the first out on the board. This one's grounded over. Tomaseto's going to get right past him and go out into right field. That is going to be the first hit of the summer for Joey Ditta. Bottom of the order. He was 0 for 12 to start off. And now make that 1 for 13. Doesn't look great on the stat sheet, but boy, that feels good for him over there on first base. So now over to the top of the order, Jackson Wargo. He's 1 for 2 today. Takes that first pitch inside for ball 1. So you had some cheers from the Capitals dugout after Ditta's hit right there. As I mentioned, his first of the summer in the 6th game he's played in. 1-0, fastball in the dirt. Off goes Ditta over to second base. Rounding second for a second there. LaCara tracks down the ball after that wild pitch. That's a 2-0 count here on Wargo. Two count on Wargo, make that a 2-1. That fastball is going to find the outside corner. Again, Wargo's 1 for 2 today. He's now 2 for 5 on the summer. That ball coming away inside on Wargo. The second time he's been hit by a pitch today. Was hit by a hair, the first pitcher for the Generals out there. Now the third pitcher, Dane Jorgensen, hitting him square on the back. And he gets on base for the 3rd time today out of his 4 plate appearances. And it moves right along to Jackson Skro.
Number 12, shortstop, Jackson Skro.
Skro is 2 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch outside for a 1-0 count. Of the 2 times he's been on base today, which has been 3 times in total, came all the way around for a run. And is 2 of the 7 runs today for the Capitals. 1-0 count, fastball swung on by Skro over to Hallett. Hallett looking for the double play, throw over to second, is in there in time, throw over to first, is also in time. Tomasetto over to Guire, and puts out number 2 and 3 on the board here in the top of the 6th. No runs will score for the Capitals. They still lead by just 1 heading in to the bottom of the 6th. We have seen an offensive showcase, but nice little defensive half inning for a bit of a refresher here later on in game number 1. Sun's starting to peek out of the clouds once again here at Moody Park. Gorgeous day here in Ewing, New Jersey. As we have 9 outs left to go until extra innings may be needed. Again, just a 1-run ball game here at Moody Park. A new pitcher out there in for Trenton Sennard. We'll let him get his warm-ups in, and we'll be right back here in the bottom of the 6th. So welcome back here in the bottom of the sixth. New pitcher out there for the Capitals, Corey Reibel, is up there taking the plate. Dropped up his freshman season over there at Elizabethtown with the Blue Jays. His fastball is low for Chris Salmon, taking some hops over to second base, and the second baseman will make the play, absolutely, for a quick out number one. Joey Dida making that throw over to Jaden Shin. Puts out number one on the board here in the bottom of the sixth.
Number 34, left fielder Alex Bischoff.
So Corey Reibel appeared in 15 games, and he pitched exactly 15 innings as well. Only one game where he pitched at least 3 innings. As this one from Bischoff has popped up sky high. Shin is going to catch it almost right on the first plate bag. Regardless, the catch is made by Shin, and it's a quick out number 2. Reibel starting things off hot. So he pitched 15 innings. He allowed 7 earned runs for a 4.2 earned run average. He allowed 18 hits in those 15 innings and struck out 12. So far this summer, he's pitched 7 2/3 innings, allowed 10 hits. It was a 5.478 ERA. Bit of rain falling down here at Moody Park as Lacara flies that one out right past the left field line, and coming all the way over is Zach Barbash, the third baseman, making the overhand grab over his head like it was a perfect dime from a quarterback in football. Barbash hauling that one in, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Corey Reibel to start things off right there. As I mentioned, some rain falling now here at Moody Park. Light, but not a ton. And we'll be right back in the top of the 7th after a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
So apologies for the delayed start here in the bottom, or the top of the 7th, I should say. As a bit of a wild pitch from Jorgensen popped up and hit our camera square in the lens in his warm-up pitches for the top of the 7th. But there's already 2 outs on the board. Jaden Shin started off with a grounder over to Luke Guire, the first baseman, and he just tagged the plate. And then Michael Fattori, just a few seconds ago, flew one out to left field, and Alex Bischoff made the grab for out number 2 here in the top of the 7th. So Simbinos is up at the plate looking for his first hit of the day. Fouls that one off. Simbinos does have 1 RBI walk earlier. He's got a 1-1 count against Jorgensen. He fouls that one off for a 1-2. Couple going in the same exact spot with those fouls. Off back and to the right a bit. Nearing the 2-hour mark here in game number 1. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball outside for a 2-2 count now. Jorgensen nearing 30 pitches on his day. Now has 7 outs to his name as that one goes low and away for 3-2 count. Here is the full count pitch. 2 outs on the board. Fastball is low in the dirt almost. And it'll walk Simbinos for the 2nd time today. So now on comes the main man himself, Cole McGordy. He's 1 for 2 today, but don't let that fool you. He's 1 for 2 with 4 RBIs and 1 run. If you do the math, yes, that is the 1 grand slam he had in his prior at-bat. Takes the first fastball inside and low for a ball 1. The 1-0 pitch coming up here from Jorgensen. Fastball goes way high over the head of Lacara. And Simbinos will easily take second on the wild pitch. Sunny skies here at Moody Park. The rain was falling just a tad earlier. Again, 6 o'clock was when the 40% chance of rain was supposed to start. I guess it lived up to the truth, as this one off the bat of McGordy has popped up sky high. Guire going to move over towards the Capitals dugout and make the grab for out number 3 here in the top of the 7th. So the Generals have 3 outs to work with, 1 run to make up to possibly extend this one into extra innings, or 2 runs to put this game to bed. And one more reminder that the ECCBL is sponsored in part by Northfield Bank. Proudly serving local communities since 1887 with branch locations across Mercer and Hunterdon counties. Northfield offers simply free checking with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and no per-check charges. Northfield Bank customers also enjoy free online banking, mobile app access, and a free debit card for everyday purchases. For more information, please visit northfield.com or follow Northfield Bank on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Northfield Bank. Bottom of the 7th coming your way right after this. So bottom of the 7th right here. All comes down to this for the Generals and for the Capitals. Who will take game 1? Top of the order right here, Jack Ploppert is up at the plate. It's an offense. Corey Rival fouls off the first pitch, off and to the right. Now Rival threw 5 pitches to get those 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Would love a similar story here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Ploppert, who is 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. For a guy who's a .430 hitter coming into this afternoon, it's been a rough day for Jack Ploppert as he swings and misses on that inside pitch. And his 3rd strikeout of the day and likely his last at-bat of the game. Caps off what has been an unfortunate day for him. And puts the first out on the board here for the Trenton Generals. Justin Sestowicki now taking the plate. Sestowicki, a .395 hitter on the summer through the 14 games he's played, and he's 1 for 2 today, fouling that one right back towards us. Second pitch to Sestowicki after that foul ball. It's popped up sky high. Shin chasing it down up against the fence, trying to reach over. Is going to fall just a tad. Kind of balancing on the yellow fence there. Looks like Austin Wright ran over and leaped over the fence to try and make that grab. Regardless, or rather Dida, I should say. But regardless, it's an 0-2 count on Sestowicki. Rival now just 10 pitches into his day with 4 outs to his name. That ball a bit low and away. So it brings up a 1-2 count. Rival's thrown 11 pitches, 9 of which have been strikes. Here's the 1-2 offering to Sestowicki. Fastball close to that bottom right corner. Not close enough, though. Brings up an even 2-2. On the soon-to-be redshirt senior over there at Elon. Sitting at 5'10", 185. Swung on by Sestowicki out into left field. That one's going to get down. McGordy will scoop it up and keep Sestowicki on first base after his 2nd single of the day. So now on comes Tomasetto. Just the man the Generals want to see up at the plate. 3 for 3 today, including that 2-run homer he had earlier. Has 2 runs to his name as well. We've seen Tomasetto go 5 for 5 in a game earlier this season as off goes Sestowicki over to second base. He's there safe. Throw from Simbinos, not in time. It's a 1-0 count on Tomasetto as well. Still only 1 out to show for it here for Rival. Facing off again against a tough top of the order with the Generals. Offer up to him right here. The 1-0 offering. Pitch, Tomasetto out into center field. Wargo chasing that one down. It might be over his head. Instead, he'll make the grab for out number 2. Sestowicki will tag second and run over to third. Tomasetto, what looked to be his 4th hit of the day, and boy, oh boy, it could have been a good one if it was maybe a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right. Instead, Wargo is able to make the grab over his head for out number 2. But the tying run is on third in the form of Justin Sestowicki, and Donato Incalingo is just the man to bring him home. 1 for 3 today. Had that home run earlier. First pitch to him, finds the bottom right corner for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 count. This one grounded over Barbash throw over to first, and that's going to be the ball game. Zach Barbash with the clean scoop, the clean throw over to Shin on first. And the Trenton Capitals improved to 6-10-2 on the summer, while the Generals are now 9-8-2. The underdog Caps taking game one of the doubleheader here in the Battle of Trenton at Moody Park. As they get the lines for their own team going here. We've got about a half hour till game number 2 is going to start up. Before we move on to that, got to give you your Toyota player of the game, and it's got to be Cole McGorty. One swing of the bat is all he needed. The grand slam, which in the end put the Capitals on top. You could say the game-winning grand slam for Cole McGorty. 1 hit, 4 RBIs, 1 run. That is a grand slam stat line and nothing else. But that's all he needed. Cole McGorty is your Toyota player of the game from game number 1 of the doubleheader between the Trenton Capitals and the Trenton Generals. Again, one more time, the Capitals with the 7-6 win over the Generals in game number 1. Got about a half hour, maybe a little less, for game number 2 to start up. So you could expect a 6:30, 6:35 start for game number 2 right here at Moody Park. Once again, Capitals are now 6-10-2. The Generals fall to 9-8-2. But the Generals are going to try and bounce back and get that double-digit win column when we come back in about 20 minutes for Game 2 here at Moody Park. But until then, have a good one, folks.